Yes, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another panel show. It was only right that we assembled some of the panel together for the weekend that's in it. We got Martin and Mulv here joining us to chat everything Manchester Derby. My favourite fixture of the season. It's the one I always look forward to the most. I love the Manchester Derby and I hate it equally as much because anything goes. It's no holds barred, isn't it? Form means nothing. It's that fixture where there's that bit more bite to it than just your average league fixture. But we're going to hop into it all. Before we do, guys, make sure you do hit the like button on this stream and subscribe if you're new around here. All of your support massively helps. Get your thoughts in the live chat on everything Derby related. We want to see what you guys have to say as well. And yeah, let's hop right into it. Mulv, how we doing, man? It's been a decent week. Luton's beat Luton 6-2, and then we've got the small matter of the Derby to look forward to.
Yes, Hugh. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, feeling good, man. I look forward to these now. I didn't used to. I think I'm in the Hugh camp on this, and I think we've got it right. Like the left side of the screen is looking forward to the weekend, and the right side is.
Yeah, they're good. There's a good split there.
Yeah.
The opinions.
Reason being, yeah, these are rubbish now. So
Fighting talk already. We're 2 minutes in and I love it.
It's some deaths out already.
I used to have United, I won't call them mates, but like acquaintances. Honest to God, not heard from them in a decade. So I used to dread it because, you know, we used to banter, we used to get texts and that, and used to see some at work even. But I don't see them anymore, don't hear from them. So there's really nothing. There's no banter that I'm anticipating. Like if we lose, you know what I mean. So yeah, I feel good. I feel like Luton was a great way to set up the weekend. In that, I don't think we were feeling that great about the way we were playing. We were getting good results, but I don't think anybody thought we were at our best. The games were a bit nervy. I think you could sense that in the crowds. Particularly Chelsea and was it Bournemouth? Bit tight, bit nervy, but that's why Luton was such a great result and a great performance because I know they got it back to 3-2, but I don't think anybody thought we were going to throw it away. So I think all things considered, you know, coming off the Luton win, the clear win at Luton, and considering how bad these are and how injured they are, I'm excited.
The could be famous last words. I'm with you though. I'm excited, but I'm always cautious of famous last words with this fixture because look, you even look at years gone by, particularly under Ollie, Man United under Ollie. Like even then, we were streets ahead of them on paper, and for some reason they just seemed to be able to pull out these results out of nowhere. So you do have to be a little bit cautious. But Martin, you're always a very calm guy. When it comes to people overreacting, or people worried, or people nervous, did the Luton game make you feel good about going into the Derby? Was that a performance you think we needed to see?
I felt good about the performance. I think it matters not a jot for the Derby. Listen, you normally get cool, calm, collective, confident. I'm the opposite on Derby weekends. Derby weekends are the one time that I go to bits. I go to bits at Derby weekend.
I'm so glad it's not just me.
I don't know whether it's because a lot of my mates are Reds, and I work with a lot of Reds. And within 30 seconds of them scoring a goal, my phone will go zip, zip, zip straight away. I don't know what it's going to be, but I just hate them. I don't enjoy them. They're not games I enjoy. I just want to get them done, out the way. See you later. And that is probably the only last old school part of me left in me. That's the only thing. Because listen, we beat these with Benjani at the Swamp. So I never sit there and think, oh, look at the teams Benjani bagged. Ian Brightwell's banged at the Swamp. So I'm not sitting there going, oh, great. It's just one of them fixtures that you don't enjoy. But Luton was amazing. It was proper cup game of football. And to watch KDB, and for me, Erling Haaland's best ever performance in a City shirt, and I do not underestimate that in any way. I thought he was electric. He did everything. That is the closest performance from Erling Haaland you'll ever get to a Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Holding the ball up, coming deep, fighting off his defenders, spinning them off the shoulder. He was just unreal, alongside Kevin De Bruyne. But, so yeah, I loved Luton, but it means nothing for the derby for me.
I agree with your point on Haaland. You can definitely see the Harry Kane side of his game now. Over the past few weeks, you've seen him dropping deep. I think this season even more so. You have seen him dropping a bit deeper and not just kind of like hanging around the box. And sometimes I've said, yeah, I get it. And sometimes I kind of just want him to stand in the box and be a nuisance in there. But Luton, he kind of perfected that art. He had, is it Mengi, the centre back? He had him on toast, mate. Every time he got the ball, holding the ball off him, Mengi couldn't do anything. I think half the time Mengi was actually fouling him. Never got pulled on it. It probably should have been booked, but it never happened. And he was dusting him every single time. So it's good to see Haaland like that. And I think I'm Team Martin, by the way. Hugh's Team Mulv. Let us know in the chat. Are you Team Martin or Team Mulv? Mulv's confident, buzzing for the weekend. Martin's a bit like me and a bit nervous for the weekend, shitting it basically, and not really looking forward to it. It's a fixture that you look at and go, get that over with, and hopefully that we win it and we can be buzzing about it. Let us know in the chat which team you're on. I'm the exact same for the weekend. I don't think fixtures matter beforehand, but it was nice to see us play that way against Luton. Do I think any way we played the game before Derby is going to translate into that? No, because Derby Day, both teams will be well up for it. I think it's kind of like a standalone occasion, Derby Day. Just it's a form goes out the window situation for me.
I mean, logically, they should not be coming to the Etihad on Sunday and getting anything, shouldn't they? I mean, I know football ain't played on paper and football ain't played on form, and form goes out the window for the derby. But I mean, come on, if we're at the races on Sunday, like I believe with this game, we're our own biggest obstacle. If we turn up to our own level and play our game and don't drop down to theirs, don't let their low block, which is inevitable. They're going to play with a low block and hit us in the counter because it's the only proven formula they've had in years that's had success against us. As long as we're at it, well, logically, come on, man, let's use our brains here. They shouldn't be coming getting anything.
The only thing that's stopped us against them, or tried to stop us against them lately, is the referee. We lost 2-1 at Old Trafford. Yeah,
offside.
Yeah, that offside that never was, or offside that.
We're not better over that at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Over that at all.
It's funny how we all still call it offside. Like the Rashford offside. Yeah. Not the Rashford onside. It's always the Rashford offside because we believe it.
The only chance they got in the FA Cup final was a dubious handball on Jack Grealish. Right? Nobody ever remembers how they scored that goal. I don't think. But it was the ball.
I forgot that. To be fair, yeah.
And Grealish jumps for it, and it hits his arm, and they got a penalty.
Because it was a bit hard done by, because his arm's on the way down, isn't it?
It was hard.
Right, he's not on the way up to it. His arm's on the way down to go by his side. But
so I'm with you. Logically, we're streets ahead, but weird things can happen. I will admit that. Just as long as we don't self-destruct, we don't have Rodri grabbing anybody by the throat, or the referee doesn't have a nightmare. I think we're clear. Can I say one more thing on Martin? I was uncomfortable with what Martin said about Erling Haaland and Harry Kane. He said that's the closest he'll get to a Harry Kane performance. The difference is Kane's not getting 5 in that game. No chance. Because Kane doesn't have the pace to get in behind and score a couple of the goals that he got there. Or to make that quick burst to get he did it on a couple of occasions. So while I agree with you that the hold-up play was very Kane-esque, right? And that's great because that's the piece that he's missing, Haaland that is. But I would argue Kane is missing a couple of the finishes that Haaland had in that game. So
I'm talking more. I'm talking more. because there's already one Erling Haaland's finished. I am talking about the overall hold-up play and everything else. By the way, it's Michael Oliver.
Okay.
Is it Michael Oliver? Someone in the chat to say it's Andy Madley.
Sure, it's Oliver, isn't it? Is that? I'm just trying to double check now.
It makes
No,
sense.
ignore me. No, it's Madley. Ignore me. I'm going to complete another wrong date. No, I just... do you know what it is to me? I want to score early. He's going to be so important on Sunday. Get the goal early. Because you know what United are going to do. They're going to do what every other team does this season. Come and just back 20. Don't move. They can't even have 20, but it feels like a back 20. Just feels like, you know, everything. And especially with all their injuries. And I just think they're not going to come and do anything. They're going to try and catch us out on the break again all the time, which under Solskjaer, they were very good at. Because it was one ball, Rashford or Martial, and they were in every time they came to the area.
Dan James.
One ball every time. And you're like, for God's sake. But it's one of them, we get an early goal, settle the nerves down. You know, if we can be 4 up again at half time, that'd be nice. But I mean, I've got a question. I've got a question for the United fans at some point in this stream, by the way. Because they are watching. Privately, they are watching.
If you are, make sure you've hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Don't be shy. Come in the chat. Let us know.
It's like everybody's welcome as long as you're being relatively respectful and you're bringing good vibes. But everybody, make sure you've hit the like buttons. 200 of you here. I do want to go back to the Erling Haaland conversation slightly and talk a bit more about him, because there was a period there. It seemed like for a long time, but it was only a week really, where we played Chelsea, Brentford, and Bournemouth, and he got 1 or 2 goals in that period. But he did obviously miss quite a few chances, and people were starting to lose their heads. And I was trying to calm people down a bit with Haaland and realize that he knows their chances he should have scored, and he's too good for him to have just fallen off a cliff. And Erling Haaland is now one of these players who needs 5-6 chances to score a goal. I said it was only a matter of time before he hit someone for 3, 4, 5. It turned out he hit someone for 5 the other day. For you guys, does it feel like this is happening at a good time? Like it's all happening at the right time? Because this is the first game of a massive, massive month. You look at the Premier League fixtures we have. I think having De Bruyne score or assist 4, Haaland score 5, Foden. I did a video I recorded earlier on. It's going to come out later on tonight, I think, on the channel, giving him his praise that he deserves. For me, it feels like the team is clicking into gear at the right time, and people forget this thing, that timing with the Premier League, specifically the Premier League, because it's such a marathon, is absolutely everything. And it feels like, I hope it's one of those moments that we look back on at the end of the season and go, that was the day that City turned the screw a bit. Do you think that would be fair analysis, Mulv, and maybe something we could be confident from?
No, I agree with that, mate. I was actually, remember that winning streak we went through? I don't know how many wins in a row it was on the trot, but I thought to myself, are we peaking too soon here? Because you know, we do have a tough stretch coming up, and obviously the later rounds in the Champions League are coming up. And then we sort of it tailed off a bit. I think Chelsea, I'm thinking of just a couple of performances on either side of that. I thought, okay, yeah, we've doled off a bit. But the connection between Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, which was on full display against Luton. If those two can peak at the right time, that's going to be so important for us. I think the worry maybe is some of the other players, particularly like I'm thinking on the wings, aren't in the best of form. But if the wingers could step up, I'm thinking about Doku and maybe Oscar Bob in the absence of Jack Grealish. Bernardo's even, I don't know what you think, but Bernardo's been just sort of off it for me.
Thank you. Someone else has seen. I'm not the only one living in a blind world. Then
I don't like saying stuff like that because I'm not a great watcher of the game, to be honest with you. So the stats may prove me wrong, but I just think he's been a little bit off it. But if a couple of those catch fire and the De Bruyne and Haaland connection keeps going, I think this is the time that we need to peak, because this month is madness. So Yeah, I don't.
I completely
I don't
agree.
think we peaked too early. I think the peak is probably coming. That's my point.
I completely agree. I think it's such an important period of the season where we're involved in a lot of competitions. Obviously, FA Cup, Champions League, and Premier League, all three of them are in, and especially the timing for us, it's not great. It's not ideal. The fact that we're playing all these teams, these big teams, in a space of a short time, mixed in with big knockout games. Fortunately, which is why I wanted the first leg of the Champions League to kind of kill the game off, which I think it kind of has done. There's almost a little lifeline, but I don't really see them beating us by more than 2 goals next week. I think that's proved to be a good thing that we got them 2-goal advantage there, because if it was a neat, like I say, a 1-1 or something really close in between all these big games. I mean, throwing in Newcastle there in now as well, I think it's a massive difficult period. If we're going to hit form, this is the exact time to do it. The exact time to do it. I think this is the make or break of our season. If we can come out of this period on top of the Premier League and still in them 2 competitions, then that is incredible. And honestly, if we get through the period on top, I think we win the Prem. This is it. This month will determine it.
Don't you think also fitness-wise, he's played it really well? I think it's just Grealish that we're struggling.
Just
with
Grealish is out.
right?
Yeah.
Grealish, yeah.
I mean, that's really well done by the club, really, to get to crunch time, and have only one probably gets in your first 11, right? That's missing. That's great. And Rodri's done a great job of staying out of trouble. So
yeah, he's got his cool heads on, innit? Like, guy puts an ice pack on his head at half time just to make sure.
No, I think that's a really fantastic point about fitness, and Pep, I think, has learned a lot about this himself over the years through trial and error about when to have the team, hopefully, if all goes to plan, performing and in the best shape possible. You even just look at some of the decisions he's made in isolated matches in recent weeks, like giving Phil Foden a night off a couple of days ago, De Bruyne being put on the bench or not playing a couple of weeks ago. He's not played John Stones in games where we're probably saying, why didn't he play John Stones, and so on and so forth. Taking Alvarez out of the team when there's a lot of spotlight on him, and he's probably playing too much, particularly in the midfield. So you'd like to think that all this adds up to peak performance. And a point I made to you, Jordan, and on Joe's podcast, was that for me, when everyone was panicking about us not scoring enough goals, and Arsenal are hitting people for 4, 5, and 6, and Liverpool are hitting people 4, 5, and 6, I said it's not going to get much better than this for them, and they're not going to sustain it either. Liverpool and Arsenal they just simply won't sustain slapping teams for 4, 5, and 6 for the next 3 months. Whereas we're 1 point off top, unbeaten since the 6th of December, and we're playing unconvincingly. Up until the Luton game, of course, we're playing unconvincingly. You'd like to think that if we click into gear, Martin, and start playing convincingly, like start to bring those performances like the Luton game and build off them, there's a lot to be got from that, and there's a lot to be excited about.
Yeah, no, absolutely spot on. I think Liverpool are running on pure emotion at the moment. Because there's not, I mean, and people hate me for this, and they'll think I'm going to go. The Klopp kids, whatever you want to call them or christen them or whatever you want to do to make people want to, they played Chelsea, who, let's be honest, should have scored in normal time. And they played Southampton. They haven't played anyone properly yet in terms of, right, let's see how good these kids are. I know they're going to need 2 or 3, 4 plays back by the City game. They can't go out with that 11 against us at Anfield. They're not a kind of else chance, because that is proper deep end stuff. That is right, deep end you go. Because that is then you're at the title situation. You can't be then throwing your title on 16, 17-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Not that many. You can get away with 1 or 2. You're not going to get away with 6, 7, 8. No way doing it. Arsenal doing very well at the moment. Arsenal, like we have over February, have had a nice run of fixtures. Still got to beat what's put in front of you. But Arsenal got to come to us soon. They've got the top. They've got their North London derby coming up. Still got to go to United. We don't know where United will be in 4 or 5 weeks. United are a team where 1 week they're brilliant, or 1 week they can be absolute crap and still get a result. You just don't damn well know what you're going to get with them. But with us, This is why I've been so confident. Is we've just faded into the background. Everyone's ignored our run. We won like 16 out of 18 now. Not lost a game since the 6th of December. And it's mad to think it's so gone under the radar because people have been talking about the 4 and 5s Liverpool and Arsenal are putting in and ignoring our 1-0 wins. Well, fine. We're still in 3rd gear. Wait till we go to 5th gear, like you said, Hugh, because they ain't going to do 5 and 6s each week. That's why I've not been worried about the goal difference. As long as we can keep there within the goal difference, I've been happy with it. Because it's one game, you can turn around 4 or 5 goals. 1 game, 2 games, and you're back. I've just been so comfortable. You know, the Brighton game has now been moved for the Newcastle Cup game. So we've got a more different, you know, for some reason it is always Brighton away that gets shifted back to the end of the season. I don't know why. Brighton are not having a good spell at the moment. So, you know, you've got Villa coming up at home. We've got Palace away. It's just at the moment, we've just got to take it game by game and see where we land for me. But I don't know why I'm just so confident with it. I'm not in an arrogant way, in a more of a pragmatic, I know what I'm going to get from this team. I don't know what's going to happen with Liverpool. Liverpool, I don't know. They've got injuries galore. I don't know what they're going to do. Arsenal, I can't judge them properly at the minute. They're playing very, very well, but I'll judge Arsenal when they come to the Etihad. Yeah. It's a hard one, but it's going to be exciting. But I've said it all along, it won't be 3 teams by May. It'll be down to 2.
Wow. Some
team's going to drop by May. I don't know who it will be. Obviously, I don't think it'll be us, but I don't think it'll be a 3-match race till the end of May.
Mad. I hope it's not us. and I generally don't believe it'll be either. There's some super chats and member chats, so big up to Jake first for the 18 months. Big up, mate. He says, go on, Mulv. Yes, Jake, mate. Dr. Footy with a 14 czar. He says, treble daddy, I'm on my knees for your big treble. Cheers, Dr. Footy, mate. Whatever you do is what you do, mate. Mohammed with a 2. Big up, Mohammed. He says, if City score early, United will open up. I agree with that. It's getting that first goal kind of like always opens up the team, helps us play out a little bit rather than them just sitting all
seconds would be nice.
Yeah. Repeat the Gundo situation. It'd be that just sort us out nicely.
Was it you, Mulv, that tweeted it could have been 6 seconds if Ederson didn't hang about?
Yeah.
It was a joke tweet. And then I had all the actually guys in the replies like, well, first of all, it wasn't Ederson. And second of all, they wouldn't have been in the positions they'd have been in. It was a joke, lads. It was just...
I found it funny.
Thank you, because it was supposed to be funny and not factual. So
it's a really sad thing when you've got to now put context behind a tweet. You've got to put context behind it.
Yeah.
Twitter has that thing now, doesn't it, where it shows underneath like the context of like what's going on. And like corrects things. Someone needs to do that to your tweet. Simo subs with the 21 months. Yes, Simo, mate. He says, I usually hate Derby Day, so he was Team Martin with me. However, he's traded. He's gone to Team Mulv this time. He says, after the performance from KDB and Haaland the other night, it's impossible not to look forward to it. Let's smoke them.
Do you know what it is for me? You're not finding United fans being so weird at the minute. Like, I'll take 4-0 now. Like, no, you wouldn't. You're not really thinking that. As much as we were crap back in the day, I never went to the swamp and going, as long as we only get beat 4-0, I'm happy.
No, you never happy.
Went with that attitude.
Setting their expectations, aren't they?
I seen Saeed was in our chat when we did the watch long, and he was saying stop scoring now because he's worried about the weekend. Like,
I don't believe it. I think they're covering themselves.
Because then if it happens, they go, "Told you this would happen."
Yeah.
Exactly. So told you it'd end up like this.
They're covering both sides.
I had a friend of mine text me today saying he'd be buzzing to lose 2-1 because it's a respectable score and they got a goal. And I was like, mate, Shut up.
It's
Shut
such an L mentality. Where's the head gone?
Thought
Like,
this
back
was
your
the
team.
great Man United, the great
Yeah.
Man U.
It's crazy. It is actually crazy. Professional did it there with another super chat. Yeah, she's professional, I did, bro. With a £2. Says, JP, give me £10. You give me £10. There you go. I mean, what was your answer to that?
$2.
That's fair. He owes me 8, so
I like the super chat from Mohammed a lot, and I think it opens up a conversation about potential ways the game could go. If you throw your minds back to the Old Trafford game in October, I was fortunate enough to be there. It was just an unbelievable performance from City. We got that goal. It was so obvious. The heads of the players dropped. The Man United players dropped. They just gave up. They stopped playing. I think that if we score early on Sunday, there's a good chance we could give them a real tanking, because this Man United team, I'm sorry, I've watched enough of them. They have no character. They have no fight. When things are going against them, they drop the heads and they turn into 11 red training cones. Early goal, and I'm so confident. I'm so confident. Even first half an hour.
Someone's clipping that right now.
11 red training cones.
He's 11 training cones just did you at the Etihad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, someone's saying that. He's setting himself up here. I love to see it.
No, you're right. No, he is spot on, because that's why I think the early goal is crucial, because that's United's game plan out the window. You look at all the times we've got these 1-0, especially at home, it's because we've not scored earlier. The longer you go 0-0 at home, you're giving the away team all the advantage and all the confidence, because their game plan's working. As soon as that goal goes in, their game plan has to totally change.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they don't want. So the earlier you can do it, it's like you listen to United fans said it at the derby at Wembley. After 12 seconds, that was it. The game plan went out the window. They didn't know where to go with it. They were like, "That's my game plan gone." 12 seconds.
Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but punched in the mouth while needing the ball.
So our plan is to punch them in the mouth. That's what we got to do on Sunday.
Nah, I'm dirty. I want to give him a kick lower down.
Nice.
No, but it is factual. I mean, if you watch them, I don't know if you guys watch them at all on a week-to-week basis, but whenever I do tune in, they don't have a game plan as it is. They don't have a style of football as it is. But you do know that they'll turn up with the run of the mill.
What they do? Give the ball to Garnacho to run. That's the game plan.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better about our defending at the moment? Like, particularly when it comes to them and their counter-attacks?
I'm worried going into pretty much all these big games on the sense of the high line that we're currently running. It does mean that we can see chances. Now, Luton, I got to say, they were 2 very good goals. The second goal, obviously, Stefan Ortega, I always do that, Ortega, did just pass it out, basically. But I do think that we're conceding a lot of chances, I'd say. I think Bournemouth, Solanke had a chance as well in behind. I think it's so. I was actually going to ask this as well, whether we think we will run with that same system that we're going with now, just a high line push quite high up, and then it's high risk, which is not usually what Pep likes. It's high risk because obviously you can see them chances, but I think Pep's trust. I think our offside trap's been really good. He's trusting our defenders to do that, and obviously it allows us to win the ball back earlier on, and keep that pressure on the team.
I feel like there's 2 big decisions. One, who's going to play on the left wing, and the second is Kovacic. Does Rodri need Kovacic next to him in this, or can you afford to play a more attacking play, like, say, Foden and De Bruyne together in the 8s, or do you need Kovacic in there?
I think Kovacic has been really, really, really good recently.
I do too.
See, but then also you could even say, does Nunes deserve to play? He looked good the other night. Obviously, Grealish being out. People are saying rather than playing Doku left wing, who's not really been hitting right now, go throw a Nunes in there instead.
It's not Nunes for me. There's 2 wild cards for me, which, well, basically, hopefully you'll understand what I mean. Well, Gabardio, does he come back? Because if Gabardio comes back, you're going to play that line.
Yeah, if Vardy comes back, that your high line's guaranteed.
And then the other one is Alvarez.
Oh man, I don't know.
Is Pep going to bench Alvarez again?
That's the thing.
Would that be 3 in a row?
Yeah, and that's what worries me
Alvarez
now.
or Kovacic. You can't play both.
Well, to me, it should be Foden, KDB, Nunes, and Bernardo.
As that kind of front line, and then Haaland is up top of that.
Rodri's pretty
It's the 4-1-4-1, isn't it?
Give KDB the freer role because he can do the dirty stuff. Bernardo can do the dirty stuff. This weekend needs to be as simple and as controlled as we can get it. You put Alvarez in, you're going to have to kick somebody out. Foden then gets drafted out onto the wing because you know where he's going. And I just think it messy. We become so unbalanced. So unbalanced.
This team thrives on controlling possession and controlling the way that a game goes. We need to dictate play and the way that the game's gonna be run. That's how we play football. It's a lot of patience involved in there, and it's a lot of us mentally draining the other side, passing the ball about left, right. That's why most people just call us boring all the time. When we don't have that, we look lost, and that's where look at the both Chelsea games. The Spurs, not the Spurs Cup game, the one where we drew. All the games round that period, it was very hectic, which is not what I'm used to seeing from I don't think anyone's used to seeing from a Pep side. That's what I don't want this weekend. It's something we was going to previews, and every week I just kept saying, just get some control, just control the game, just control the game. That was all I was saying, just because that's really what I wanted. But hopefully Sunday is it. I think Alvarez in there, you sacrifice a little bit of that control if he plays in the midfield.
It just keeps going in my head. Wild card. And I'm like, I don't know. Such a weird one. It is because I know the team I want, and I know the team that would work is whether Pep will do that. It's Pep Guardiola. This is why I'm not as confident as maybe I should be, because it's Pep.
I think a lot depends on how he sees United as a side. Definitely like the Luton game. I think he knew they were going to be open, right? So that's why you saw ball carriers FC, right? You saw Bernardo, Nunes, Kovacic, all in there carrying the ball. It's whether he sees them as more of a low block type, in which case the ball carriers probably go to the bench and other players come in, like Alvarez.
I just think we lose control with Alvarez. I just think he slows down the overall tempo of our game. Like people find it hard to differentiate between analysis and full blown slander of a player. I like Alvarez and I like him in the number 9 role. And if it was totally down to me, I'd just have him as the bench striker, and you rotate him with Erling Haaland when needs be and when must be. You know, if you want to take Haaland and give him a break, you can start Alvarez, and I think Alvarez will do a fine job. But I mean, there's no coincidence that we play our best football when proper midfielders are playing in midfield and proper wingers are playing on the wing. Like the cameos, the 20-minute cameos from Jack Grealish we've seen against Copenhagen and against Luton, all of a sudden the team looks really, really fluid. Kovacic is a seasoned, elite level midfielder, and when he's feeling himself and he's playing well, all of a sudden Manchester City playing well. I really like the dynamic and the influence that Mateo Kovacic has in our team. And you talk about backups for Rodri, and it's been an ongoing conversation for ages now. I never wanted anybody to come in and be Rodri. I just wanted someone to come in and keep the tempo going, keep moving the ball at a good pace, chip in with a shot or a goal here and there when you can. But the main thing is just keep the flow going. Don't slow it down. And right now, for me, there's 2 players that do slow it down slightly, and it's probably through no fault of their own, and that's Alvarez, because he's not a midfielder. He's not wired like a midfielder. He's not bred to be a midfielder. And that's Jeremy Doku, because Jeremy Doku's very young. He's raw. He's a lot to learn. If you look at Jeremy Doku, there are times, surely if you're watching the games that you're saying the same as me, where you're like, okay, release the ball, and he doesn't release it. And this slows everything down. So with the midfield, I prefer Alvarez not to be there, but Pep really likes to shoehorn him in when he can. And then I want to talk about the left wing. Obviously, Jack Grealish's injury is, for me, a massive, massive blow. As I just said, I think when he's in the team, everything functions at a really nice pace. people are saying, obviously, Dr. Footy here in the chat said Nunes Screamer. I've seen the script. I like Mateus Nunes. Obviously, Jack Grealish won't be available for the weekend. I don't know, Mulv, how do you see the front three lining up, but more specifically the left side?
Yeah, so I'm going to answer the question I posed earlier, which is how does Pep see United? Does he see him as an open team or more of a low block? I think he's going to bet on them low blocking. In which case, you need locks picked. And he needs to decide who is his best lock picker on the left if it's not going to be Jack Grealish. He's got, I think, 3 options. Nunes, Doku, and Oscar Bob. And personally, I think the best lock picker of the 3 against the low block is Oscar Bob. So it would not surprise me if he came in on the left. I would say Bob, Doku, Nunes. Just Nunes. Doku edges out Nunes just for the experience on the left wing. But it wouldn't shock me if it was Oscar Bob.
I kind of think it's Doku. Go on, Martin, what are you saying?
I want Nunes, but I think Oscar Bob's a shout. Because
Oscar Bob is a good shout.
Oscar Bob is the in-between Doku and Grealish. Because he's grown up playing the Manchester City way. The Pep Guardiola way. He's grown up with this coming out with EDS, playing that system. In we go. He knows what he's doing. It's like with Oscar Bob, you don't see a lot of Oscar Bob coming down that left wing, getting the byline, putting the ball across. Cuts in more. But again, it's the Gavardiol or the Aki. That left-hand side depends on who the bloody left back is.
Yeah, there might not be a left winger there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It might end up being Gavardiol because that's the issue. When Gavardiol's there, Gavardiol becomes a left winger.
Yeah. See,
not anybody else.
This is why I think it'll be Bob, because that left winger, I think, is going to find themselves inside. They're going to find themselves centrally. And there's of those 3, Nunes, Bob, and Doku, the player with the most ability in tight spaces is Bob. And I think United are just going to pack that box. It's going to be flooded with red shirts. And Oscar Bob is the lock picker, the best lock picker of the 3 of them.
I mean, he did take Aki off Tuesday, which
I think
he's playing.
I think Ake starts the weekend. I just think he's been solid recently, and Vardiol did he play against Luton at all? No. He's not played at all since he's been injured.
No, he's fit, but I don't know if he's match fit.
Yeah, I just think it'd be high risk from Pep to throw Vardiol in now. Obviously, you can't put it against Pep like something that he wouldn't do. If it happened, we wouldn't be shocked. It's just something that Pep does. But I think Ake will start. So I do think it allows a little bit of freedom to whoever's on the left wing. Because I don't think Ake will do a Vardiol job. But I do agree with what Mulv's saying. I do think whoever's going to play on that left wing is going to tuck in. We've seen it with Jack Grealish. Now, it is very unfortunate that Grealish isn't available and he's re-upped his injury because he was looking incredible again. He had such a good half hour against Luton. And I was buzzing for him. You can see him crying on the bench. Because he knows it's just another hit. It's another hit to his starting spot. Now, he would have been perfect for the game at the weekend. I think we all said when he first got the injury that we was hoping that he'd be back by United and to go through this month. It's not to be. So I think I kind of agree. I think I'm leaning towards. My head says Doku because I just think that's what Pep will do. But what I want is someone who's a bit more versatile, who can push up a little bit into the midfield, like we see from Jack Grealish.
I think
and then you got the Kyle Walker on the right factor, who goes with Garnacho.
Does Garnacho scare you that much?
I hope it's 4 centre backs.
You know what it is with Garnacho is, and maybe it's me on this. The way we can see goals is virtually rinse and repeat at the moment. It's one ball with a guy over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Garnacho's going to be their guy. The same way Sterling and Nicholas Jackson was the guy for Chelsea. Now, listen, I don't think Garnacho's a great finisher, but he'll play on the guy and make the run. That's what he'll do. So, and that's all it is with me. It's nothing like I'm worried. It's just, I know, I can picture it in my mind what Ten Hag's going to tell him to do. I know what, because there's nothing else he can do. They've got nobody else. There's no Rashford, no Martial. I mean, the one bad thing today is Harry Maguire's been ruled out. Damn, I was hoping he'd played.
Is Rashford out?
Yeah, apparently he's out, innit?
Wow.
I've not seen that, so that's
Bruno
big.
finally
That.
got out. I know Bruno's been begging to get out of this fixture for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, it says there. Yeah, I'm sure Rashford was out. I read somewhere Rashford might be out for this. So where was it? I read it. Maybe I'm wrong, but
It'd be a big loss from the way Rashford's out. At that
Bruno
pace.
tried, but I just, yeah, I know what I want because my line is quite simple. Is I want Stones, because it's like his Diaz going to come back in, his Kovacic going to go back out. There's a lot of players in a minute who deserve to play who are going to lose out.
Mm-hmm.
Kovacic does not deserve to go down to the bench, but he's going to come back in with Rodri. And then in the other side of my mind, I'm going Alvarez. I just can't get out my head. So
that's what 27 straight Premier League starts will do to you.
Yeah.
Is that what he had? Yeah.
On United, I saw Ten Hag say that he's basically using the same squad he used against Forest midweek. So I think Rashford is in. But what he's saying is none of the players that were unavailable at Luton will be back. So that's Wan-Bissaka, Martial, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Rasmus Højlund, and Malacia.
Wan-Bissaka, Mount's still out as well, isn't it?
So it'll be the same.
Has Mount ever been in? Yeah, I don't think he's turned up this year.
He's got that 7 shirt. Come on, man.
Yeah, the jinx.
So I'm just looking at who did because I'm not gonna lie, I don't sit and watch United on the regular. I'd rather go and jump through fire hoops and watch United every week.
Oh, I'd love to see that, mine.
No,
is that a skill of yours, Martin?
That's not a video we're doing. See, they had an Arnold Delort, Lindelof, Varane, Amrabat, McTominay, Casemiro, Anthony played, Bruno played, Garnacho and Rashford. And on the bench, they had a bunch of kids and Ericsson.
That Amrabat's not a footballer, by the way.
Oh, and Johnny Evans.
Oh, no.
They've even got bloody they've even got McTominay, haven't they? And Anthony. So what?
On paper, United aren't a scary team in this light.
See, I'm getting more confident now. I'm going.
Yeah.
You're going on your own.
Come on. One of us. When you read out the players that are going to be playing on the pitch, I don't think United are a scary side to look at on paper. I just don't see it. It's just because it's Derby Day. My ass just falls out on Derby Day, so I can't really help it. So I'm sticking with this side the whole way. But I do think it's going to be, hopefully, well, I hope it's going to be a good weekend for City. It's obviously, I'm expecting a big performance from us, but it's one of them ones where I'll take a 1-0.
Do you want to hear the story? Quick one. How nervous I got on Derby Day. Remember when we played them? Was it 2 or 3 years ago when Sane played at Old Trafford? Did Sane score? Who scored? And we had to beat them. So when we were going with Liverpool head to head,
Bernardo, was it not Bernardo Silva?
Yeah, but
I think they both scored.
I drove up into the hills to lose signal, so I did not know the score.
Oh my god!
I literally went where no one, and I could get no info about the game, and then I just put it on after 9 minutes.
You know, there's a thing on your phone, Martin. There's a thing on your phone, Martin, got airplane mode. If you just put that on, you'd have been on. You'd just save yourself some petrol.
I literally get that nervous on derby days. I'm like, nah, forget it. I don't want to know.
Well,
I love that.
Sunday, Martin, and not going up to the hills.
Pardon?
I hope you're going to the game Sunday and
Oh
not
no, I'm
going
going
up
to
to
the
the hills.
game. Yeah, I'm going to the game. It was more of, I mean, I had a ticket as well. That I was like, do I go? Do I not? I just don't like them because I've not got a good record at the Swamp. I've never seen us. Never seen us
Superstition as
drawn
well.
back. Pardon?
Superstition as well.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate them. This is the team I hate. It's the club I hate. The fan base that ruined my childhood. Absolutely ruined everything about my childhood. Bullied me. I hate them. I just, nah. I despise them. This is one club that I cannot stand. And that's why I get so nervous, because I just hate them. I hate them with a passion.
Well,
we went to professional edit, by the way, with a 10. Yes, bro. He says, if we're going to mentally drain teams, controlling the ball is great, but we needed to bag the goals to deflate their energy. Teams open up when we lead. There's your £10 L coat, man, JP. Cheers, professional edit. $10, I know. To be fair, with the 8, no, with the 2 on top of it, it probably works out. It checks out somewhere nearly. Yes, pie, mate. Big up, bro. Yeah, obviously it's all good having the possession in that. You've got to score your chances. Now, Haaland off the back of scoring 5 goals. Me and Hugh said yesterday probably could have been about 8 goals. He had a few chances that he'd probably look back at and go, should have scored that one as well. But off the back of scoring 5 goals, I think he's going into the game in good form. I know what they're saying, like form of the team is out the window and that, but it's good to have Haaland scoring that. And for me, the connection of Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, to get that fully flowing so they're both on the same page, I think that's quite important for them two to have that good link up. And I think it's something that we might see more of on Sunday.
That one where Haaland didn't even look and the ball just appeared in front of him.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Magic.
Imagine that.
But it was even, Haaland was playing balls through to KDB as well.
Yeah.
And you're like, they're doing it for each other now.
There was another chance as well where KDB, I think, ran inside the box and he went for the shot instead. However, on that occasion, he could have passed to Haaland as well, just like he did on Haaland's goal. I think what made it 6
I'll tell you
or
what's needed
5.
on Sunday more than anything. The Etihad crowd. I'm going to say this. Anyone who's sitting watching this, no light show, no nothing. Stick Blue Moon on and let us do it. Let us do what we need to do. Because that Etihad has got to be rocking from minute 1 on Sunday. Rocking. I want them walking out the door again at half time.
Yeah.
Like, my question was quite, so I was going to ask earlier. I just want to know if United fans have bought a full ticket or half a match ticket. And they're all laugh out the door at half time. Because that's what I want again. I want Hugh to look over it at half time and have nobody in that way end again.
it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I've had it a few times. It's a very good feeling.
But
6-3.
No
4-1.
light shows, no blue lights. Let us do what we need to do. Because we'll do it.
I agree. There's been a few games this season where the atmosphere just hasn't been good enough for the size of the fixture, like the Liverpool game. Remember the 12:30 Liverpool game? We can't have repeats of them.
I mean, Liverpool, 12, it was like a funeral procession. Like, what we doing here? Come on.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
We need big energy, man. Big energy. Because obviously it does impact the team as well. Do you know what I mean? You feel that energy when you're in the stadium. So I think that's crucial. Fans to
The first one I got was the final Ronaldo one when he went for Michael Ball when he tried to do ball with 2 feet. Did he? I think he got sent off as well. I think it was Pace's last one, and we were singing Blue Moon as the players were in the tunnel. I remember one of the players saying the stadium was shaking. It was shaking in the tunnel. And they just couldn't wait to come out. That's how it's got to be.
We need that again. I reckon that's a good.
We're going to beat them 5-0. Screw it. I'm going on their team, Jordan.
So do
My
it,
job here
mine.
is done. My job here is done. Thank you, lads.
My ball's gone now.
Is that enough? He's like, yeah, I've done it.
So I will flip flop as this weekend goes on.
So will I.
I'll flip
So will
flop.
I.
Yeah, the thing is, the attention turned straight away to United after that Luton game, and I'm confident, and I back us to win. I back us to win the game. I don't know how we'll get that done. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be like a really confident performance, or it's going to be a shiesty like little 1-0 win or something like that. But that even my confidence in the team to go and get the 3 points does not translate to me to me not being nervous. Like, I will be nervous throughout. Like, now having this conversation, I'm nervous already. I can feel it. I can feel like in my stomach the nerves, and best believe 10-15 minutes before, probably a couple of hours before kickoff, I'll be a wreck. I'll feel sick, and I'll be thinking to myself, why did I choose football? That's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes for Derby Day. But
You don't enjoy Derby Day. No fan enjoys Derby Days because they're not.
I think you've got to be a special kind of creature to enjoy Derby Day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You got to
if you're going in skipping and dancing into the Etihad at 3 o'clock on a Sunday, there's something wrong with you. You're like,
straight in, like, all right, boys.
There's a thing called alcohol that helps that process and helps people skip and jump in.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
It's the day of the year that I need it the most. I don't actually drink when I go to
Mary D's then?
Hey?
Are you Mary D's or a Townley lad?
No, I'll be in the South Stand bar. South Stand bar.
So he's neither then.
He's neither.
Mary D's too busy, man. You're queuing 45 minutes to get a pint. Do you know what I mean?
Getting Townley.
I've been there. I've been there after a game. I've been there after the game. We'll see. We'll see how the result goes. But listen,
because if we get beat a draw, everyone's dipping early. It's like see ya.
Straight back to bed, man. Straight back food in bed. Yeah. Listen, I reckon that's a good note to wrap it up on. It's been a really enjoyable show. Make sure you check out Mulv at Noisy Pod. And then what's that?
Mulv's got a podcast coming out tomorrow as well, the Derby Day podcast. I'm not sure it's out tomorrow or whatever it is, but he does have a show tomorrow, definitely. So go check out Mulv. What's
coming up with you, Martin, on the Mancunian Way, pre-Derby?
9 o'clock, Derby special.
Yes, they said...
I've got a United fan on.
Oh, go on, Martin.
Well, I meant to have. He might have let me down by now. I don't know. I'll have to see what he's doing, you know.
But if he's seeing you change size to the confident, then he's probably not going to turn up. Probably going, no, I'm not having that. no, not having that. Not bothering.
No, we'll have a say up. I think I've asked Cass to come on. So the Cass.
Oh yeah. They said this stream, by the way, will redirect to Martin's stream. So go like that when you get over there.
And then, I've got loads, absolute loads coming up. All I say is wait and see in the chat. Loads coming up.
Make sure you are subscribed to the Mancunian Way so you don't miss any of the great content coming up over there. We massively appreciate Martin whenever he comes on here, so make sure you go and show him love over there as well. Make sure you hit the like button on this stream as well. There's still 280 of you out in the building, so hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. We have more Derby content to come up. I think we're hoping to have a Big Steve show tomorrow.
Big Steve show tomorrow. Yeah, we've got obviously we've got your Foden video coming out probably in about half an hour now. Got a Big Steve show tomorrow. We'll have more Derby Day content on Saturday. I think MCFC Lads is wanting to do some Derby Day content before the weekend's up. So
speaking of Lads, I think his channel's been
yeah. On that note, MCFC Lads channel has been hacked again. He's not just turned into a Fortnite streamer. he's been hacked again.
Guy has no luck, man. The guy has no luck. But yeah, anyways, keep an eye out on the channel. Plenty of content to come up. Loads of cool people going to feature over the next few days. And we'll see you tomorrow. I've got a video coming out, sorry, as you said, in about half an hour about Phil Foden. A good discussion with myself about Phil Foden. So keep that. Good night, God bless people. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. In a bit.
In a bit.
Lost the overlay. In a bit.